Hey, what's up, guys? We are here at the bay in San Francisco. Behind me is its most famous landmark, the Golden Gate Bridge. It was conceived as early as 1916. So let's take a look at the history and explore this bridge itself.
Following the gold rush boom that began in 1849, speculators realized that the land north of San Francisco Bay would increase in value in direct proportion to its accessibility to the city. Soon, a plan was hatched to build a bridge that would span the Golden Gate, a narrow 400-foot deep strait that serves as the mouth of the San Francisco Bay, connecting the San Francisco Peninsula with the southern end of the Marin County. Before the Golden Gate was built, the shortest route between San Francisco and the Marin County was by ship. First ferry service was established in 1820. In time, automobile ferries, which were once used only by railroad companies, became very profitable, and San Francisco became the largest city in the country supplied by ferries. Because the ferries didn't provide constant connection with the nearby regions, the city's growth began to drop. Then appeared the idea of a bridge that would span the Golden Gate and give San Francisco the much-needed link. Although the idea went back as far as 1869, the proposal took root in 1916. A former engineering student, James Wilkins, working as a journalist with the San Francisco Bulletin, called for a suspension bridge with a center span of 3,000 feet, nearly twice length of any in existence. Wilkins' idea was estimated to cost a shocking $100 million, equivalent to $2.3 billion today. So San Francisco city engineer Michael M. O'Shaughnessy, also credited with coming up with the name Golden Gate Bridge, began asking bridge engineers whether they could do it for less. Engineer and poet Joseph Strauss, a 5-foot-tall Cincinnati-born from Chicago, said he could for $17 million, equivalent to $399 million today. Local authorities agreed to expand on the idea only if the design is changed to a suspension bridge, and if Strauss cooperates with other designers and engineers because of his low experience with jobs of such type and magnitude. Eventually, O'Shaughnessy and Strauss concluded they could build a pure suspension bridge within a practical range of $25 to $30 million, with the main span at least of 4,000 feet. The construction plan still faced many opposition, including litigation from many sources. The Department of War was concerned that the bridge would interfere with ship traffic. The US Navy feared that the ship collision or sabotage to the bridge could block the entrance to one of its main harbors. Unions demanded guarantees that local workers would be favored for construction jobs. Southern Pacific Railroad, one of the most powerful business interests in California, opposed the bridge as a competition to its ferry fleet and filed a lawsuit against the project, leading to a mass boycott of the ferry service. By the time most of the obstacles were cleared, the Great Depression of 1929 had begun, limiting financing options, so officials convinced voters to support $35 million in bonded indebtedness, citing the jobs that would be created for the project. However, the bonds couldn't be sold until 1932, when San Francisco-based Bank of America agreed to buy the entire project in order to help the local economy. Designer Leon Moisseiff and senior engineer Charles Alton Ellis joined together for the project on the general engineering. Irving Morrow, a relatively unknown residential architect, designed the overall shape of the bridge towers, the lighting scheme, the Art Deco elements, and the streetlights, railings, and walkways. The famous international orange color was Morrow's personal selection, winning out over the other possibilities. On January 5, 1933, construction of the Golden Gate Bridge begins. As workers began excavating 3.25 million cubic feet of dirt for the structure's huge anchorages. It is not known how many workers work on the bridge, but it was built by some 10 prime contractors. Strauss remained head of the project, overseeing day-to-day construction and making some groundbreaking contributions. He innovated the use of movable safety netting beneath the construction site, which saved the lives of many otherwise unprotected iron workers. Of 11 men killed from falls during construction, 10 were killed on February 17, 1937, when the bridge was near completion, and the net failed under the stress of the scaffold that had fallen. 2 out of the 12 workers survived the 200-foot fall into the icy waters, including the 37-year-old foreman Slim Lambert. 19 others who were saved by the net over the course of the construction became members of the Halfway to Hell Club. It cost some $35 million. It was finished before the schedule and a $1.3 million under budget. Bridge measurements. The Golden Gate Bridge officially opened on May 27, 1937, the longest bridge span in the world at the time. The first public crossing had taken place the day before, when 200,000 people walked, ran, and even roller skate over the new bridge. For the 50th anniversary, the bridge was closed again and pedestrians were allowed on it. But this time, some 1 million people gathered and caused the middle of the bridge to flatten out. Because of that incident, pedestrian walk was not allowed for the 75th anniversary. Today, some 45 million vehicles cross the Golden Gate Bridge in a year. The Golden Gate Bridge is considered one of the most beautiful bridges in the world and is a true feat of engineering of its time. It was built on a fault line that presents constant dangers of earthquakes. Strong winds from the Pacific can sway the bridge, but it is built so it can swing sideways and withstand blows of the wind that are up to 160 kilometers per hour. Some of the places to see while in the Golden Gate Bridge. Roundhouse Cafe, designed in Art Deco and built as part of the original Golden Gate Bridge project in a round shape next to the Toll Plaza. It opened on May 27, 1938, 1 year after the bridge was completed and opened for use. Visitor Center in the Strauss Plaza, the first on-site center dedicated to telling the stories of the Golden Gate Bridge. The center provides orientation and information services, house exhibits, and offers commemorative and interpretive merchandise. Also, the statue of Joseph Strauss stands in the middle of the plaza. Behind him are exhibits dedicated to the history and construction of the bridge. Bridge Cafe, originally called the Bridge Stop, opened in 2012, a modern addition to the bridge, built in Art Deco architectural style of 75 years ago to match its 1938 era neighbor, the Roundhouse Cafe. It's a vending area and snack shop. The building was created as part of the modernization of Strauss Plaza for the bridge's 75th anniversary. With its tall towers and famous trademark International Orange paint job, this 1.7-mile bridge quickly became a famous American landmark, a symbol of San Francisco.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. If you're going to San Francisco, you're gonna meet some gentle people there. All those who come to San Francisco.
So that's it for the Golden Gate Bridge. Until next time, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye! So guys, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to comment.
Hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell. Come on guys, hit the bell for notifications. And don't forget to share.
And like.